Hi, welcome to Driving TV, and I hope you are well. And in this video, I'd like to talk to you about finding the right gaps or the safe gaps for you to enter into new roads. So when we are driving, and we will be dealing with junctions, going left, going right, we will be dealing with roundabouts, we will be dealing with crossroads, and all those junctions, there will be cars. And when we are dealing with cars, we have to find the right gaps for us to enter, because the cars on the road has priority. We can't just enter front of other cars. We have to find the right gaps so that they don't have to stop, slow down, or change direction because of us. So the question is, how do I find the right gaps? Many learners in the beginning, they find difficult to find the right gaps for them to enter into new roads. And the problems could be many reasons. Maybe because you're new, maybe because your clutch control is not that good, maybe because you're thinking that by the time I move, I'm going to take too long to enter, and all those things. And all those things will come over time. The more practice you do, more better it's going to be. But you need one method for you to know how to judge the distance or how to judge the right gaps between cars. And the one I normally say to my learners, it could be many reasons. Many driving instructors will give you many different reasons or many different methods. The one I say normally is to use your own life experience when you are finding the right gaps or when you are trying to find the right gaps in traffic. Okay? Now, when I say life experience, I mean you as a pedestrian, you've been walking and you've been crossing the road all those years. Okay? So until this point, you are learning now, but you have been walking, you have been crossing the road. So when you stand on the pavement for you to cross the road and there is a car coming, how do you judge? How do you know the right gap for you to cross the road? And this is the best method for you to use when you are trying to find the right gaps in the traffic, is to, as a pedestrian, if I was standing here and there is a car coming, how do I judge? How do I know when to cross the road? You have been crossing the road all those years. You have been judging the gaps. You have been going in front of other cars for you to cross the road. So when you are driving, you go in the junction with a car. Imagine you are standing and you want to cross the road in front of those cars coming. Mentally think that. Think, this is me standing for me to cross the road in front of those cars. Do I have enough gap for me to cross the road? If I do, it means I have the gap to go with the car. Okay? But like I said, walking is natural for you. Driving, you need the clutch control, how quickly you could bring the clutch up, how quickly you could give the gas. And like I said, all these things will come on time, but the method I am saying for you to use mentally is to think, can I cross the road? Okay? If you are new, maybe you need a bigger gap than if you were a pedestrian. But the method is the same. Will I cross the road? The situation I am in now, with my clutch new and I am new in the junction, do I think as a pedestrian that gap is big enough for me to go? So if I was walking with a child and the child doesn't walk as fast, will I cross the road with the child in front of the car coming? The reason I say that is because when you're new, your clutch control is not that good and you think that by the time you bring the clutch up, the gap is not big enough. That's fine. Imagine you have a child with you. Would you cross the road in front of the car? Imagine. So you would have made a judgment if you had a child. So if you had a child with you, you would have crossed the road differently. Maybe you need a bigger gap. Same with driving. When I'm new, I've got a clutch control problem. How am I going to judge gap in traffic? And the way I would do it is, like I said, imagine you've got a child. And that's the best way I say you should judge the gaps in traffic. So let's talk about how to judge gaps in traffic. Okay? When we are driving, we will be dealing with going left, going right, emerging left, emerging right, dealing with roundabouts, crossroads, and all those places we will have to judge gaps on traffic. How do we do that? And the best way I say for you to judge gaps or find the right gaps for you to enter into new roads is to use your own life experience. And what do I mean by that is that when you are walking, every now and again you will have to cross the road. Okay, so say this is your car and you want to go left or you want to go right, and there's a car coming from here or there's a car coming from here. Okay, if you need to go from there to there and there's a car coming from here, imagine this is you standing as a pedestrian, not with a car, but just for you to cross the road from here to there. For you to cross from there to there and there is a car coming, what kind of gap do you need? You need to ask the question, what kind of gap do I need for me to just walk? Not running, just for me to walk from here to there to cross the road front of this car there. What do I need to do? How big a gap do I need for me to cross from there to there front of this car? If you could answer that question, you could solve half of the problem when you are driving. Obviously, when you are driving, how good your clutch control, how quickly you could move off, how many lessons you've had, are you new or you've been driving for a while, it will depend on that too, because you've been walking for all those years. So walking is normal for you. Obviously, driving is something new for you. I know that. What I'm saying to you is this is the way you should be thinking. This is the mentality that you need when you are dealing with junctions, going front of gaps in traffic. Okay, so you have to imagine how I would cross the road front of other cars. Secondly, you need to know the gaps that I am looking for. You need to understand the gaps. So for example, if there's a car coming from here and there's a car coming from here, okay, this gap doesn't have to be as big as this one. So say you want to go there. Okay, so you want to go from there to there. Okay, car coming, car coming. Which side do you think you need the bigger gap? This side or that side? You will need this side bigger gap than this one. Why is that? Because from there to there, all you need is to go from there to there. Once you go there, they could just carry on going. But if there's a car coming here, once you enter, the car is still there behind you. And if you are too slow here, what's going to happen? So you need a bigger gap from this side than this side. Okay, because once you enter, you have to make sure that you increase your speed soon as, otherwise they're going to catch up and they will catch up and go behind you very quickly. Same with the roundabout. So if there's a roundabout here, okay, and you're coming, you just look on your right when this car's coming and you have to find the right gap. And how do you do that? Imagine if there's a car coming, can I cross? Will I cross front of those cars? If I cross the road, I could enter and go. If I think I can't, then I shouldn't. Okay, so always think of your life experience as a pedestrian, how I would cross the road front of a car. If I could cross the road comfortably without running, just walking, that means that gap is big enough for me to go with the car too. Okay, so that's it for this video, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And like I said, when you are trying to find the gaps, always think of your life experience. Think of how you would cross the road. The way you cross the road, the way you would judge the speed of the other cars when you are crossing the road. And that's how you make the judgment when you are dealing with cars when you are driving. So when you are driving and trying to find the right gap, going in front of other cars, think of you as a pedestrian. Would you cross the road in front of those cars? I hope this video helps. If you did, please do give a thumbs up. And if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe so don't miss any of my future videos. And hope to see you again on the next video. Thank you for watching and bye for now.